Hey YouTube, what's going on? Doing a quick little tool cart tour for all the people that have asked me about it. This is a Matco 7-drawer tool cart that I picked up off of OfferUp, I believe, for about 200 bucks. Bought it used. The reason I bought it is the shop that I'm working out of is pretty small, and I wanted something a little bit smaller than the Harbor Freight 5-drawer cart I had. But I also wanted a lot of drawers. I had a similar cart to this one. I still have it actually, but it was a Matco 1-drawer, and it was just not enough. I found myself piling everything into the top of the cart, and I couldn't find anything. So found this thing on OfferUp for about 200 bucks, and I went out and picked it up. Well worth it if you ask me. And I'll take you on a quick little tour. Well, starting up here, I got my sockets, pretty much all metric. I do have a standard set in here, swivels up here, snap-on swivels, and a set of screwdrivers, a couple ratchets, a couple screwdrivers, things like that, flip sockets. These are actually 3/8 for my little Milwaukee stubby. They work pretty good unless they're torqued on really tight. A pair of pliers up here, a pair of snap-on 90 degrees needle nose, just because they don't fit in my designated plier drawer. Got a stream light in here. It's usually on the charger, but I use it often enough that I just kind of keep it in here. A couple half-inch flip sockets, and I also have a coolant pressure tester adapter that just doesn't fit in any of the other drawers. Wheel lock key for just regular spline stuff. This is actually one of mine out of my personal car, but I use it here a lot, so it works. This socket set I picked up from Napa. It is Carlisle brand, and I think it was like 80 bucks. Pretty good set. A couple of them are missing. I took them on a trip. I went to California to save a friend, so I tossed a couple sockets and stuff that I thought I might need in my bag, but I do have pretty much everything. Again, snap-on flex head. I love this thing. Really good tool. Just a cheapie in here when you need a spare one. I've got more in another drawer. Carlisle set of screwdrivers, Napa or snap-on swivels, 3/8 drive. These are from Harbor Freight, and they're actually not too bad. These are their Icon. They work pretty well. I don't really use standard a whole lot. I got a couple personal vehicles that are standard, but we don't really work on a whole lot of standard vehicles here. GM disconnect tools are pretty much, you can use them on Fords and stuff like that, but just a cheap set that I picked up at O'Reilly's. This is a snap-on 3/8 set. These, I believe, are gray pneumatic. They work really well. Price was right. I bought the mid-length sockets because I really love them. I didn't want to pay the snap-on price for the mid-length socket set because I work out of here alone, basically. But yeah, these were well worth it for the 40 bucks I spent or so. These are also gray pneumatics. I bought these years ago when I worked at a dealership, and the Matco truck would warranty them. So, I mean, look into that if you want a cost-effective solution instead of paying 300 bucks for a socket set. They work wonders, and I've abused them pretty well. Can't complain one bit. All right, moving on next. My ratchet and extension drawer, pretty self-explanatory. I got a large, I don't know what brand it is, Husky or something, just a cheapie. I got a Matco in here, Matco stubby, a gear wrench, or one of these is gear wrench, one of these is snap-on. There's a snap-on. This one's Carlisle from Napa, really good. I love this one because it's a locking swivel or locking flex head, and it makes life a little bit easier when you do need to lock something just to get into a tight spot or something like that. So, well worth it. I think it was like 50 bucks or so. You can always get them on a deal. They're always on sale, so definitely look at those if you're looking for an affordable solution. Extensions are mixed match with a little bit of everything. Craftsman, Harbor Freight, Matco, Snap-on. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in here. I think most of these are just cheapies, but hey, it works. Next drawer. Keep my 1/4-inch stuff in this drawer. It's a gear wrench 1/4-inch socket set. It also came with a 1/4-inch standard and metric swivel set. A couple extra 1/4-inch ratchets, another Carlisle, love that thing. Matco one here, another gear wrench, and I do have the impacts, but these are from Matco. I believe they're the same brand as Gray Pneumatic or something. They're private labeled for Matco, but if you want to save the money, buy them online for 70 bucks rather than the tool truck for 200. They're pretty much the same thing. Can't complain about any of this stuff here. I actually want to buy a second set just to keep in my truck because I use this thing a lot at the junkyard or if if I need to do repairs at home or something, I just want to drag that home. Next drawer, the money drawer, wrenches, all they're Snap-on and Matco in here. I do have some cheaper wrenches in my other toolbox that I use just to kind of beat on, or if I need to modify them or something like that to get access to something. But self-explanatory, Snap-on 10 through 19, reversible ratcheting wrench. Love these things. They were expensive, but I think they were worth it. I bought these on sale from Snap-on, which doesn't come up very often. I think I paid like 170 bucks for them, so that was a really good deal. But they do skip some sizes, so I had to buy the 19 separate later on down the road. But hey, you can always find a 19 on eBay or something like that if you need it, or if you need to complete a set. This is a Matco set that I've had for a while. Love it, just stubbies. This is a ratcheting Matco set. Love these, but the only thing I kind of don't like is they're not reversible, so if you don't pay attention, you might get yourself stuck into a bind where you back the bolt out and it's stuck against something. So I eventually want to get a reversible stubby set, but for now they work. Just pay attention, you won't have a problem. I don't know why this is in here. This should be in the plier drawer, but we'll leave it in here for now. But just a Crescent, or don't know what brand this one is. Channel lock. Works well, great for little hose clips and stuff like that. All right, next drawer, kind of a junk drawer, a little bit of everything in here, razor blades, little mini screwdrivers, picks, thermometer, bit driver set that I highly recommend. I picked this up, I can't remember if it was on the Matco truck or online, but it's a Sunex bit set and I love it. It comes in handy. I actually bought another bit driver that I use more than this one just because it has a nice angle and just fits better for some of the stuff that I do, you know, doing actuators and stuff and dashboards. But I love that set. A couple magnets, AC Schrader tool, some picks and stuff. These are actually dental picks, but they work pretty well picking out wires and stuff. One of my buddies that's a mechanic had a couple of those, and he modified them to pry out GM connectors and stuff, so he gave me a couple of those. I got a residential HVAC Schrader tool, which I really love this for the stubborn Schrader valves. That helps persuade them to come out. More bits, RTV, just kind of some junk, markers, magnets, lights, or not lights, mirrors. Get the idea out of that. Next one, I just keep my Allen bits and stuff like that in here. These are cheapies. This is a Craftsman set. There are a couple missing, and I've replaced them with just stuff I've had laying around in my other toolbox. But they work well. They're not too bad. I mean, they were like 40 bucks or so it wasn't too bad. I've had this set for years. Love it. Works well. The messy drawer. I hate this drawer, but I love this drawer. It's a little too shallow, I think, for this box, but it is what it is. You just kind of got to cram them in there. It never looks nice, but there's a little bit of everything. A couple of Snap-on trim tools or clip tools, adjustable wrench, Milwaukee vice grips, gear wrench, needle nose, some cheapies, some more gear wrench, Nipex. Really love those. Cheap set of oil filter pliers. These are pretty good. I work with these. I love these things. The Milwaukee tin snips. Not bad for the price. Can't complain. That is a Mac large channel lock. These are auto locking vice grips, and they work pretty well. I got these off of the Matco truck. They had a deal going on when I worked at the shop I was working at, and those are great. This is a Matco wire crimper and stripper. Love it. Well worth it. I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks, but really like this tool. I can't complain one bit about it. Much better than the cheapies, but it works. See, that's the problem with this drawer. Never wants to close. Next drawer, got a bunch of hammers, drills, my Milwaukee ratchet in here, Milwaukee stubby, keep a pry bar in here, a couple of hammers, stuff like that. Nothing too special. Down here, I just keep a couple couple little things. I've got a power probe. I'm sure you guys seen one of these. Harbor Freight O2 sensor socket set. Really worth it. It's got a bunch of other things for injectors and stuff like that, other sensors. Well worth the 40 bucks I paid for it or so. Can't complain. No need to buy a expensive one. And I've got a coolant pressure tester from Snap-on. This is an older one, but it still works well. I believe you can still rebuild these. And that other adapter just doesn't fit in that blow molded case, so I just keep it up there. I think that one's for Fords, and then this does pretty much everything else. I also have another pressure tester, but it's my other box. I've got a Matco funnel where you can put little adapters on it to not spill coolant everywhere, especially on like GM radiators like Impalas and stuff when they're kind of tight in there. This definitely makes it easier burping it, or some Chryslers that you just don't want to burp. This is well worth it. I know these are just rebranded. You can buy this on Amazon for a lot cheaper than the Matco truck, but needed it then and bought it then. I keep some Ziploc bags in here if you're doing a big repair. You want to bag and tag bolts and stuff like that. Good to have that. And a ratchet strap. You never know when you might need that if you're pulling an engine or something like that. Just a cheap ratchet strap, nothing too crazy. If you want to strap it to the transmission jack, if you're pulling a tranny or something like that. Very helpful. So that's about it. That's my little tool cart. Love the thing. If you guys are interested, I can show you the rest of the boxes I've got around the shop. My shop is a mess right now. We've been working on a couple of things here and there, working on my personal truck, getting this thing lowered down, a couple jet skis, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll gladly show the rest of the boxes if you guys are interested. Let me know. Thank you guys.